over. As for zeta potential, it could be done within 3 hours from sample preparation to reading. Next comes to the drug treatments, vancomycin and cetylpyridinium chloride. For both of them, so this is a graph that plots the conventional method and the existing method both in different colors. As you can see, both the patterns were significantly similar, and the biophysical method that we used was faster and, can't say more accurate, but faster and comparable. For cetylpyridinium chloride, we also observed a shift towards positive readings for surface charge at higher concentrations, which only denotes that the cells are already dead and the drug overbound on the surface, making smaller micelles. This was also indicated by the increase in polydispersity index, which shows how scattered or how variant the sizes of samples are. Then we culminated everything together to the single principal component analysis plot. Now, we could obtain significant genera level clustering, but we couldn't obtain significant species level clustering in the genera, on strain level clustering of the genera. But mind you, I mean, as much as this looks pleasing, this is only a very zoomed in part of the bigger picture, because in the field analysis, you would have a lot of more different types of species and genera of bacteria. And we considered only 2 genera of bacteria because this was a proof of concept study. But I mean, again, the methods that we used were also only laser-induced fluorescence and surface charge. I believe the future of such a technique, of such an interdisciplinary technique, has to be a single sample that can be probed from multiple sites with multiple techniques, like Raman spectroscopy or fluorescence lifetime analysis, along with surface charge and other physical methods. And this was more or less the study that I did. And it's presently under the last stages of its publishing. These are some of the works that I was inspired from. And I would like to acknowledge Professor Satyamurthy, who was the guide in this project, and Mahathir sir, Nirmal sir, Moli sir, who also helped me a lot. I also thank all the technicians, research scholars, family, friends, everything. And I am really proud of the chapter that it's hosting IONS this year. And a big shout out to everybody. Thanks. Any questions? I mean, any feedback on my presentation would also help. Okay. So, thanks.
Thank you for such an interesting talk. We now have a presentation from Ethos, the gold sponsor for IONS Manipal 2019.
Can I keep this also here? Okay. Yeah. Okay. In this, the note is not there. Which type do you have not shown? This one, one type I have shown. Yes, no. Yeah, later.
We'll change this then.
We connect कर सकते हैं ना? HDMI. No, it's an offer. We don't show you. Fine, yeah, fine. That's okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Manish Kumar. I'm working as a tech support engineer in Atos. And I thank the organization for allowing us to make a small presentation on our products. Uh, we are an instrumentation company based out of Bangalore, and we have head offices in Mumbai, Delhi, Indore, Kolkata, and Trivandrum. Our service capability set us apart, which has been endorsed by customers via repeat orders, and thus we have 425 installation in India. We have been associated with some of our principal companies from 1991. These are major technical partners. I shall briefly describe the products in the next few slides. We represent Android technology and have many systems installed in India for various applications. Their products are spectroscopy and imaging. We are able to offer serotonin spectrometer from 750 mm and visual spectrometer for lips. Android detectors are the best in the world, have proven track records in India. The portfolio contains CCD, EMCCDs, ICCDs, and extra CCDs. Our next major partner is Flare. Next major partner is Flare, the largest manufacturer in infrared camera for commercial, civilian, and military applications. We offered a wide range of cool and uncooled cameras optimized for many applications in the laboratory and in the field. Bentham Instrument offers complete system for spectroradiometry and characterization of light source, fiber optics, and solar cells. The Bentham PV instrument can measure EQE, IQE for solar cell characterization. Specim is a leader in hyperspectral imaging technique for research and industry. The FX series of cameras are used for online inspection in industries and also used in lab and field setups. The IQ is portable camera, which is an unique offering from Specim and easy to use and carry. College deals in manufacturing of customized cryostats as per your applications. They offer cryostats for measurement at 4K, 10K, etc. for optical and electrical measurements. Very specified interfaces are available for microscopy, astronomy, and Raman measurements. Thank you for your time and visit our website. If you have any queries, please contact us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The Optical Society of America has student chapters all around the world. Today, we are delighted to have a few representatives from some of the chapters among us. I would like to call upon the student chapter of the Indian Institute of Science Education and Research, Pune, to share their chapter activities with us.
Thank you. That's okay. It's fine. Yeah. That's fine. Cool. Thank you. We are again on the dais. Okay, so this is really extempore because we have not decided to give any talk about our student chapter because we just started the student chapter. It's just started out in late October. Yeah, late October 2018. But we did apply for the chapter very long back since December 2017. It took a while, so till about October 18 we did not have the chapter. Since we have it now, we have certain amount of things which we have just planned up for the year. Hope that OSA gives us money, then we can really do some stuff out here. You want to talk about something?
Yeah, so when this thing was in process, when the paperwork was going on, we already started some activities. Like we have something called physics day. So we are from physics. Sorry,
Okay, yeah, Department of Physics.
So we are little bit offbeat basically. We are not from bio. Yeah, but we have a physics day kind of thing. So there we organize talks and other things. So novel lectures. So the whatever novel comes in the particular year, there we apply. Then at that time, so that is a 1 day long program. So in that we put some from this OSA initiative, some models like some daily life kind of models, like how LCD works. So how the polarization of light we can use in a LCD. So we ruined a monitor. We took out this polarization sheet which is in front of that, and then we showed that how we can control these different colors in the CCD using this polarization. This was one of them. And how these 3D movies which you watch in the cinema, how they work. These are basically dependent on either polarization or color filters, and lots of things like holograms and other things. This was one of them. And yeah, next.
Oh yeah, so Pune is really, I mean, rightly Pandit Nehru talked about Pune as Oxford of the East. So we have a lot of colleges in Pune. We have plenty of institutes like the National Center for Virology, and we have Pune University. We have Ayuka. We have NCRA, and we have a lot of universities and a lot of institutes back at Pune. So and also a lot of colleges in Pune. And our chapters, we just had an international conference at Pune called Facets of Photonics. We organized it, and we had plenty of people coming from different colleges. So we asked them to join our student chapter, so that we have the HR for working, because ours is a very, ISER is a small institute, and by the way, it's very limited to sort of research people. This particular chapter, so we are very small. I mean, we are just 10 guys out there in the chapter. So now that we have bigger club of people, so we tend to do some sort of lab visits and fun experiments, so that the undergraduates and people at that age, even the school kids are allowed to visit our lab, because we are hardcore optics people. I mean, we do optics, so kids can gets exposed to how photonics, or like nanophotonics, is actually done. And our institute has two very nice clubs. So the one is called Disha, where we have this nice outreach program where we go to underprivileged schools, where we talk about to remote villages, and we talk about how optics can actually change their life. And we also have something called Akash Ganga, which is our it's fine. Yeah? You have time? Okay, fine. Okay, so we have Akash Ganga. It's an astronomy club, and we have this star trekking sessions, and we hope to join them too. And we also have this recently we are coming up with a traveling lecture talk with a short conference, where PhDs will present, and the audience will be undergrads and postgrads. So that's the things which we have lined up for this particular year. And we didn't introduce ourselves. I am the chapter president for only 2 months, and he's the general secretary of the chapter. Well, if you have any suggestions, because you guys have experience of running a chapter, so if you have any suggestions, we are more than welcome to.
We are newborn baby.
Yeah, our chapter is a baby. Yeah.
You guys can give us some suggestions, please. If you
we
have
are open to that.
Any questions, any suggestions, everything. If we have time. Otherwise, we are here for 4 days.
Yeah, we are here for 4 days.
You give us whatever you have.
Whatever suggestion you have.
And we are obviously talking, and you guys are amazing. So we heard that you all are who are organizing. Basically, you are undergrad people, and it's amazing to see such a nice conference organized by undergrad people. We should give a clap to these guys. Thank you very much. Please suggest us whatever you have.
Thank you for that wonderful presentation. We will now have a short break for 10 minutes. Before we continue with the chapter activity presentations, I once again would like to thank our sponsors, Atos, Laser Science, Hallmark, DSS, Thor Labs, and Torchman Analytical for the financial support. Thank you.
Two more, right? Who's next? ISP.
Then it's us.
Oh, it's us. Then who's the next one after ISP? Akash.
I would like to call upon the student chapter of the International School of Photonics, Cochin, Kerala, to share the chapter activities with us.
The point. This was like.
No. So good evening, everyone. I'm Shishira from International School of Photonics. I'm the Vice President of the ISP student chapter. So today I'll be just giving a brief introduction into the various activities of our student chapter. So first about our university. The Cochin University of Science and Technology is situated in Cochin, Kerala. So it was initially established in 1971 and named as University of Cochin. It was established with a specific purpose of development of higher education with a particular emphasis on postgraduate studies and research in applied science, technology, industry, and commerce. In 1986, it was reorganized as the Cochin University of Science and Technology, or CUSAT. Now, about our department, it was started in 1995 with the MTech course in optoelectronics and laser technology and MPhil and PhD courses. It was only later in 2003 that we started the 5-year integrated MSc photonics course. So it was our department was founded by 4 professors: Professor C.P. Girjavallabhan, Professor V.P.N. Namburi, Professor V.N. Nandakumaran, and Professor P. Radhakrishnan. And our department is specially dedicated to photonics and related fields. So our chapter is a pretty old chapter. It started in 2005 as the 4th student chapter of OSA in India. And it is actively organized and collaborated in several academic and social outreach programs. It's actually one of the largest chapters with like almost 95 active members, which includes the undergraduate, graduate, and PhD students. So these are basically the main programs conducted in the last year. The IONS Kochi, the traveling lecture program, the distribution of lab kit to schools due to the recent flood issues, and the International Day of Light, Optics to School Optic Kit program, the industrial visit, and a Thursday seminar. So about IONS Kochi, it was actually conducted from 11 to 14 September in 2017. A lot of students from here, Manipal here, were also present there. And we did have a lot of fun over here, and I hope you guys had too. And there were as many as 60 participants outside campus, and it was we had a really fun time with you guys. And next, about the traveling lecture program, we conducted it on January 10th, that is yesterday, and it was delivered by Dr. Charles Middleton, the principal investigator of the photonics department in Harris Corporation, USA. The lecture was basically on integrated photonics and carrier development, and the highlight was the interactive section. So basically, he gave us a really great understanding about how we can like jump onto the industrial field from just these undergraduate studies or graduate studies. He gave a really good introduction onto that. Next, I think you all know about the recent floods that occurred last year in September in Kerala. And CUSAT was one of the major relief camps there, and we had more than 2,400 flood victims, and a large number of volunteers from our department were present over there. So we wanted to do more than just volunteer for the camp, and we thought, why not help like in the educational background? Like we are a science-based institute, so we wanted to help by providing lab equipments to the flood-damaged schools in and around Kochi. So we distributed the lab equipments worth rupees 40,000 to various schools. And the lab kit consisted of various optical components and the basic physics lab components and some chemicals. You can see the photos here. And we also observed the International Day of Light, and was celebrated on 16 May. Professor P. Radhakrishnan gave a talk on the future of optics and photonics. And we also officially released a compendium listing the achievements of ISP in the last 5 years. And there was an industrial visit that was conducted on February 18 last year. We visited the NEST group of industries, which is a major electronics cum photonics industry. It was visited by the senior integrated MSc and the first year MTech students. And on to the Optics to School Optics Kit program. This is actually an ongoing program that we conduct every year. It's an outreach program organized by ISP. So basically, we design an optics kit, and this time we have designed the optics kit version 6.1, and we provide this free of cost to about 30 government schools. And we have covered more than 100 schools in and around Kerala for this. And the event is sponsored by KSCSTE, Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment. And this optics kit contains lenses, mirrors, lasers, etc. And it can explain many basic physics and optics concepts, like refraction, reflection, interference, diffraction. It's basically just so that the students from 11th and 12th grade can understand the basic things they can learning about optics, and so that they can view it experimentally. This is the optics kit version 6.1. And last but not the least, it's the Thursday seminar, which is actually pretty important because we conduct a weekly Thursday seminar in which the PhD students give a seminar on what are the research activities undergoing there. And there's occasional seminars by guest lecturers too. And this is us, the Department of International School of Photonics, of the optics fair that we conducted in 2017. Thank you.
Thank you for that amazing presentation. May I now call upon the student chapter of the Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala, to share the chapter activities with us.
I mean, it's a PDF. He has to do it with no.
Good afternoon, all of you. I am Gogulji Nair from Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology. I am currently pursuing my master's in optical engineering in the final year. And I came to IONS Manipal with my friend Nima Vinitha, who is also doing the same. So thank you for this opportunity to promote as well as boost about our OSA chapter. And so I came from the southernmost part of India, Kerala, as we call the God's own country. And in Kerala as well, we came from the southernmost part, Trivandrum. We have the beautiful Kovalam beach over there, and Ponmudi, and obviously Patnam Swami temple. So talking about Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, first, we have our parent organization. It's the Indian Space Research Organization. And IAST is a vision of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who has been told in a way that students must be trained in a way they can be used for the missions of ISRO, as well as they can be trained directly so that students can directly go to ISRO and work for India. So in a way, they have started the bachelor's degree courses, master degree courses. Now they have extended to PhD postdoc as well. So it's quite a young chapter, and for the ISR Pune people, you have an elder brother or sister right now. So, and for the SCUSAT people, you have a younger one. And so we started on November 8, 2017. I don't know what's special about that date, but it started. And we have only few number of people right now. And this is our applied and adaptive optics lab, which comes under Department of Physics, where all the optical engineering programs are going on, and we are also working on the same lab. So starting with the programs, so mainly we have the SPY chapter associated with IAST, so that OSA didn't face any kind of problems when it starts, because it already had a partnership with SPY. So SPY started around 2013. So now we have an active chapter for SPY. So the Indoma session started just before the formation of OSA chapter. So Indoma was in the international topical meeting on applied and adaptive optics, which happened in VSSC last year. So it was a nice conference, and the all Indias were part of the SPY, as well as now they are members of OSA as well. And the lecture series, so OSA, as we know, they provide the travel grant for the lectures all over the world. So we invite lectures all over India, and one lecture from outside per year. So they will be giving talks inside and outside IAST. So these are just photos that I put just before this session. And the outreach programs. So we have been conducting outreach programs in many schools as well as colleges in Trivandrum. So now we are planning to extend to all over Kerala. And the exhibitions and students visit. And like speaking about the applied and adaptive optics in IAST, it's kind of one of the biggest labs in India. So the students, as well as the school students, as well as the college students, comes to our lab and visits the components and the experiments that we are doing. So during some IAST open day kind of thing. So since it's a part of ISRO, there are some like limitations, the entry issues, so many things are there. So, and during our annual technical fest, we conduct the exhibitions. During our annual technical fest, Consentia, which happens during March, we conduct the exhibitions and all for all the students. And finally, the grants and opportunities. So 2018, one of our student member was able to attend the Sigmund Summer School on Lasers and Photonics, which happened in island of Ven, Sweden. And one of our friend, like he attended using the travel grant in the Frontiers in Optics and Laser Science, which happened last year in Boston. And this is regarding our chapter. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for that wonderful presentation. We will now have a tea break for 30 minutes. You may proceed to the back of the building for refreshments. We will then start with our activity hour.
Okay, so the first one, across one, is the question is light rays in optical fiber travel at the dash angle for total internal reflection. Okay, so critical is the answer. Across three, opposite of, okay, this is not going to make sense. Opposite of real. It's virtual. Across four, transparent object with flat surfaces that is used to separate the visible light spectrum. Prism is the right answer. Fifth, across, visible light with longest wavelength. Red is the answer. 7 colors of visible light.
Well, we just found out the tea is ready, so you may proceed to the back of the building for refreshments. And we will then start with the activity hour at 4.
School of Life Sciences. School of Life Sciences.